It is May 12th, 2023, SmackDown, and this is the Wrestling Inc. podcast. I am Glenn Rubenstein, joined by Alfred Konuwa and the lovely NYC Demon Diva. Well, look at what's up with me tonight. The lovely NYC Demon Diva.
Hey.
Isa, la madrina de la lucha libre in Puerto Rico.
Yep, an honorary LWO. Thank you.
An honorary member of the LWO. Joining us tonight, and we're going to talk about SmackDown, where if you like wrestling, there was a lot of it.
If you like NXT 2.0, there was a lot of it.
Yeah. Fun show, quick show.
Yep.
Very interesting match made for Night of Champions.
I can't wait for Roman 4 belts, baby.
It's not happening.
Oh,
Probably
it's so
happening.
happy.
I think he should win all belts and then take time off, and then there's no belts being defended on any show.
Also
And
the
then it's just
briefcase,
like-
please. Money in the Bank briefcase. Roman Reigns should win it as well.
Cash in on himself? Why not?
Oh my God, yes. Historic. You know, he just keeps making history.
You know,
Win
in
the
the,
Rumble too.
in the Attitude Era, WWE would have done that with someone and been like, he's got 27 different personalities and each one of them's a champion.
Yep.
The 27 faces of Roman.
Yes. Before we get into SmackDown, Alfred, what's going on in the news?
Well, the news is here, and we start with the Elite because we're not going to be talking any AEW on this show. Rampage, once again, yeeted out of its time slot. And the latest update on the Elite is there really is no update on the Elite's AEW contract negotiations. It is believed that their contract is up in 2024, and there is no movement, according to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, between the Elite and AEW. And why should there be? Because if I'm the Elite, I'm sitting back to at least this new TV deal is announced. Then we can negotiate. And of course, you've got the white whale, the elephant in the room, cousin Phil, who we're going to talk about a little later. Is still there. Yeah. So that might add some murkiness in the situation. I don't think the Elite's going anywhere. I really do think that there is a stall because, like any smart business person, you just want to wait to see how much AEW comes up and how much you can negotiate for, because they will be, if not the highest paid athletes in the AEW roster, among the highest paid. So where do you think that the Elite ends up in 2024, Issa? Do you think there's a chance that they could jump ship?
Wait, before I answer your question, did you just do a news update about an update that isn't really an update? Kind of like that announcement that Tony Khan made on Wednesday?
Precisely. That's exactly what I did.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. I mean, I don't know. I think the Elite stays with AEW based on whatever they negotiate, especially with, you know, the EVP positions that they have themselves in the company. I think they're well set there, but I'm with you. I wouldn't negotiate anything until I see how much money AEW is getting. Yeet the Elite.
Yeet the Elite.
My dog.
Glenn, how much money does AEW get?
A bajillion dollars. I don't know. I mean, it was a weird rumor, right? That this $1 billion TV deal rumor that's out there. It's crazy how these things happen. You know, somebody says a number, like Meltzer will say a number out of thin air, and it'll be something like, and then it's this weird, dumb game of telephone.
And then Meltzer himself will go back and go, where did these rumors come from?
Yeah.
I want everybody to do me a favor. Follow at Meltzer Says What. It's one of the best YouTube channels and really breaks down the whole sphere of the wrestling, whether it's Wrestling Observer, whether it's Dirt Sheets or whatnot. It just does a great job. And it's a good friend of mine. So follow Meltzer Says What, because he's got this pegged in terms of what's going on and where these imaginary numbers came from. I can't wait to see what number they got, but it's just funny because the source of this are the same people who are now questioning it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, look, I think AEW is going to do all right on a TV rights renewal deal, but right now, it's a weird time. We still don't know how competitive the landscape is going to be for talent. WWE's roster with these latest NXT call-ups, WWE, this isn't peak roster, but I feel like it's swollen way back up from where it was 3 years ago.
Yes.
Or even 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
You know?
Yeah, especially, I mean, right now it's especially easier to say that because of all the people who are drafted and who WWE is advertising a lot of names. So in these early parts of the draft, it seems like there's going to be a lot of people involved. Whereas over the past couple of years, we've been used to like a very small set of talent being featured. And that's what led to all these rematches.
Which is crazy. They're running it back with Asuka and Bianca.
Yeah, I don't like that.
We'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that. They're really kind of doing the same thing they did last time, but we'll see if they develop anything with these two.
That's not going to help the reaction Bianca's getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she was in her hometown. It was good. We'll get into it.
Yeah, even the finalists for the new heavyweight championship.
Oh, I loved it. That's who I picked, so I'm good.
Yeah,
it's I know, Glenn. It's hard to have to podcast with someone who's always right, but here you are. That's where life.
I know. Podcasting with me.
I just feel like this matchup. Look, Bobby would have been interesting. Cody would have been interesting, and instead we're getting AJ versus Seth, which is like the Toyota Corolla of professional wrestling matches.
It's a bronze medal game. It's the bronze medal game. It's fine. AJ Styles, who just came back and they don't give him any theme music. You just hit him in a group. And then Seth Rollins, who's been doing the same, literally singing the same old song for the last 6 months.
And a Corolla
it's the bronze medal game. They deserve the bronze medal.
A Corolla is a great and dependable car. It will get you where you need to go. Yeah. It's got just the right amount of comfort with a few luxury touches. But would you rather drive a Corolla or like a brand new Ford Bronco?
Oh, that Ford Bronco slaps. I want
something exciting. You know,
I don't like Broncos.
Oh, the new ones are pretty sweet.
Big part of my childhood.
Buy a big muscle car, Mustang.
Yes.
Camaro, Corvette.
Nope, Bronco. You're getting a Toyota Corolla for your new world.
I have a Toyota. It does get me everywhere I need to. It's cheap on gas. It's so reliable. Come on.
Exactly. They're just there. They're just cars that I have nothing bad to say about them.
But nobody grew up with a Toyota Corolla poster on their wall and said, one day, that's my dream car.
I think AJ Styles and Seth Rollins both grew up with Toyota Corollas, and now they're competing. It's all coming full circle.
Seth is a big Tesla guy, so he also wouldn't do a Bronco.
Yeah. So Mealy 499 saying, I feel like SD Live SmackDown will utilize the NXT people better than Raw. Yes, boy, LOL. SmackDown's the NXT show. They showed more than Raw. I feel bad for Theory. Yeah, they're integrating, man. They're integrating the new call-ups pretty quickly.
Yeah, we're gonna get the Grayson Waller effect next week. I thought they did do a good job with Pretty Deadly this week. Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, I wish we'd gotten Bobby versus Seth. That would have been interesting.
Only if Bobby destroys Seth Rollins and wins that title. That's the only way that it would be an A title right now.
Destroyed himself tonight.
Oh God, twice.
Yeah,
he deserved that win just because he wrestled with that hematoma and it burst open in 2 different matches. Shouts to Bobby.
Yeah.
Bobby.
What else is going on in the news?
Well, we did mention that TV deal, and an interesting tidbit is that ROH and Being the Elite are not going to be part of this TV deal that's going to be announced for AEW this Wednesday at the Upfronts. Being the Elite, ROH not expected to be part of that new TV deal with Warner Brothers Discovery. Of course, AEW Dark and AEW Dark Elevation also ended. So this just looks like they're going in on AEW, and it just makes ROH look like that much of a bad purchase for Tony Khan, because at this point, if they are going all in with this overall deal and they're not doing anything with ROH, it's hard to imagine how they juggle this, especially with Collision coming into the fold. Issa,
I just don't understand why we would expect Being the Elite or Ring of Honor to be part of these TV deals. I would have never thought. I would actually be more shocked if you told me they were going to be part of the TV deals. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it just all depends on how good a businessman that the Elite are. And I mean, I think a good enough businessman would have been able to finesse his show into the company that he started. But apparently,
the show was there before All Elite.
Right.
And should they yeet the Elite somewhere else, they can take their show with them. If I'm the Elite, I'm not Xavier and Woods this with up, up, down, down. I'm keeping my YouTube channel.
Oh no, but you could WWE Network this. You could lease it and say you guys could borrow this show for a couple of years, to not even get a lease deal out of this. And this was the bedrock of what AEW was. This is how they sold 10,000 tickets for Cody Mania and All In, the original Cody Mania. And now
so why would you give that to Warner Bros? I wouldn't.
Oh no, you don't have to. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's like the WWE Network. How they didn't give that away to NBC Universal. They said we'll lease this for $1 billion for 5 years, and then we'll take it back at the end of the deal. To not even even be able to do that is very surprising to me. I completely get having ownership of it, but they weren't able to negotiate at least like a part-time deal where they could just borrow the show for a couple of years.
I think until a new deal is settled, I think the Bucks need to start appearing on the AEW TV as the Warner Bros.
Yeah.
Glenn, I love you.
Make that their character, you know?
Do it. They both dress as Michigan J. Frog. I'm here for it. Come out to Hello, My Baby.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey.
And they're going to turn into AEW-WBD.
Bye. No.
All right, that's all we have for today, folks. I'll see you next week. Oh, that's great. Okay, let's just get the last story out of the way. It's CM Punk, cousin Phil, reportedly would like to work with Samoa Joe. You rolled your eyes as soon as he was brought up. What do you think about this? Are you excited for CM Punk with Samoa Joe?
Sure.
Hey, early 2000s nostalgia is huge right now.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah. It was our opening matches, early 2000s nostalgia.
Yeah.
SmackDown.
So, it makes sense. We'll come out, maybe we'll get Taking Back Sunday to make an appearance. It'll just be like it's 2003 all over again.
And what a troll job on ROH, which is like on death's door. And then for this Collision show, you got two of these ROH day ones who are going to compete, not on ROH TVs. That's pretty sad for them.
I don't understand. ROH should be their brand split. They should literally.
Agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're hearing Rampage is going to become like Sunday Night Heat.
Oh yeah, if that.
Yeah. Replacing essentially Dark and Elevation. So
they've already cannibalized Dark and Elevation. It'll be interesting to see just how much longer AEW Rampage is able to hang around, and if they do anything to try to revive it.
I mean, if it was live, it won't be live. If it was live, that could be kind of fun. If it became, like I don't know, just a more developmental show live, give it a more unpredictable atmosphere, it could be cool. But I don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah. It'll be a tough set. We'll see.
What else we got?
That's our news.
Okay. It's very exciting. So off the air, I found out that you both might not be coming to Vegas for Double or Nothing. So when is Issa getting her Olive Garden meal?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not 100% out on Double or Nothing. I might be coming, but I'll probably go to Vegas in June. That's a window to go to Vegas.
Okay, so let's all plan it in June.
We can meet up.
Otherwise, I asked my mom where she wants me to take her on Sunday, and she said Olive Garden. And Glenn suggested I send you the bill because.
Oh, there you go.
Well, no. I think the three of us should go to Olive Garden.
That sounds good. I mean, that's
one
not the worst
house.
idea.
Yeah, there's one like 10 minutes from me. So
perfect.
Oh, there you go. Get some breadsticks.
Yeah, and then there's a dispensary like right across the freeway.
Oh, God,
we're set. And you have a big backyard. You're gonna set it up with tents for me and Alfred. It's gonna be great.
Yes.
You guys are very welcome. If you want to stay in tents in my backyard, you're very welcome. Just look out for the little lizards out back. You'll be fine.
They're harmless, though, right? They're not poisonous.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure.
I have a lizard friend who comes around. Howard, nice guy.
Well, there you go. So let's talk about SmackDown tonight. We opened with a triple threat qualifier. Edge versus AJ Styles versus Rey Mysterio. First round match for the World Heavyweight Championship tournament. Alfred, what'd you think of this match?
I really like this match. It's unfortunate that the ending was screwed up because clearly Rey was supposed to take a spear and he took it, but Edge just didn't give it. So there was a little bit of a confusion there, but I really love this match. They did a good job. It wasn't like your traditional triple threat match, which we saw a bunch of on Raw where it's 2-on-1 the whole time. There was a little bit of that, but they did a good job of just like integrating different spots. And it was like one guy would have the advantage and then the other guy and then the third guy. So this is just three old pros just fighting, looking for their fourth Mount Rushmore. I like this match a lot.
Issa, what'd you think? And were you thinking that who'd you think was going to win on this match?
AJ Styles, of course. I would always pick AJ Styles. He had the best hair going into this match.
True.
I thought this was a very fun match. I was shocked by the entrance screw job that they did. I think Edge was the only one who got an entrance here. Everybody else was already in the ring, which already gave me a little bit of a preview of how fast this show was going to pace because this is a big match. Everybody was looking forward to it. I thought these guys would all get their entrances. Fun match. What can you expect from the Toyota Corollas of SmackDown right now, right? I thought I picked AJ to win. I was going for AJ. However, I did see a very compelling video that Edge put out today on his social media about finishing the story. Everybody has a story to finish now. So I for a second there, I was like, they're going to have Edge do this? But I was very happy with the outcome.
What a clout chaser, that Edge.
Cody
should sue him for copyright infringement.
I just was waiting for Dominic or someone to come out and attack Ray.
Yeah, but they're on Raw now.
Out of this. I know. Out of this.
I know. Hey, we're gonna have Sammy and KO back over on SmackDown next Friday, so you know.
Yeah, they're the traveling champions though, so I guess they get to do the women's tag champions get to travel too. Have we established that?
I mean, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn said they were going to defend their NXT Tag Team Championship in all the brands, so I would assume so.
Okay.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? No, this was a really good opening match. I thought Edge might win for some reason, but it makes sense with AJ back that they want to give him a push.
And again, this is his first match back. It's just been weird with AJ Styles that like it's been the least fanfare for a rollout for a star this big that I've seen in a while. That it's, you know, it is nitpicking and there's reasons that he didn't have an entrance, but I just feel even though he won his matches and he did, you know, he's got some momentum, I just feel that they've kind of dropped the ball on the AJ Styles return tour. They've just kind of reinserted him like he's just another guy, which he definitely is not.
He won and he's going to the pay-per-view, Alfred. I'm sorry, I would always defend AJ Styles and his beautiful hair. Oh, look at that. His mic is not working. What a beautiful thing.
Calvin Alexander, super chat, $2 saying, Kalani Jordan supremacy.
Let's go.
Word.
To your mother.
It was weird tonight when they were talking about Solo Sikoa. And I think I'd made the joke on Twitter before of the Ice Ice Baby of saying on a roll, time to go solo. And I swear to God, they were so close tonight to saying if there was a problem, he'll solve it.
Yep.
I didn't even think of that.
They were so close to saying that.
Yep. I saw it. I heard it.
It was very weird. So we need to go down to A1A and just, fully recreate the video. Also, shout out to the guy with the Shaggy 2 Dope sign and wearing the Hatchet Man symbol.
Oh, really? Juggalo's in the house.
Yeah, they were Tennessee. I was like, are they in Detroit? I was like, no, that's AEW this week. I was like, no, Tennessee's repping for the family. Yeah, but this was a good opening match. And then we saw a brief recap video, but then went right into Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley versus Sheamus for their qualifier.
Big, meaty men slapping meat.
And heads.
And Austin Theory.
Yeah, this was also a good match, man. And this just was relentless in the amount of wrestling we got in the first 50 minutes of the show tonight.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of Dynamite actually, because this is how Dynamite started, with no entrances. You just get straight into the wrestling and they just keep going with the wrestling for that first hour. So this was, I think the fact that it followed the previous Triple H triple threat match kind of hurt it because it wasn't as good, but it was fine.
I thought this was fun. I liked it a lot. I just hope Bobby Lashley's okay.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm surprised they let him wrestle again because they were kind of joking about it that you're supposed to let those things cool down and not do any physical exertion when you get a hematoma, and that's absolutely true. And the guy did a whole match.
Yeah, crazy. But no, Bobby got the win and went on to the main event. Then
please say Bobby, like Brock.
Bobby.
Yeah, thank you.
Bobby.
Bobby.
No, these were really good matches to open the show. A lot of wrestling, but Austin Theory, I feel like his days are numbered. Because
no, they're not, because his entrance music is a banger. It's growing on me every time I hear it.
Yeah, I like his entrance.
I do too. Good. But you got Austin Theory and you got Grayson Waller on the same brand. Grayson Waller backstage with Adam Pearce.
That's fine.
Grayson Waller effect starts next week.
That'll be a great feud, actually.
Yeah, they could feud. And I don't think, even though they might have the same vibe, I don't think they're the same character, because Austin Theory doesn't have a TV show and he's not really a wacky, funny type guy. And I feel Grayson Waller is more of a jokester, and he's going to tell more jokes.
A jokester?
He's closer to the Miz. Whereas Austin Theory is more,
I feel like you're still a little hurt that he called you a substitute t-shirt and that's why you're talking about it.
Yes,
this way.
I will never let go of that. So I think that he's a jokester, and I agree.
He
with
didn't call
everything
me a
Ray said.
substitute
A
teacher when I interviewed
jokester.
him. You know, he said that I look
jokester.
great. By the way, he
I think he
liked
called
my
you a
outfit.
teacher's. He called you a teacher's assistant. If I
No,
if I
he
recall.
didn't. No, he didn't. He told me that I was a very smart girl. That's what he said. The interview's out there, Alfred. You can see it.
I'll see for myself.
I don't know. I think their characters on the same brand. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough
I-
for Austin Theory.
As long as they keep them apart, I don't see what the problem is. It's
They're on
like
the same
you just,
brand.
you know.
They're
I
both
know, but
heels. I don't think they're
here's-
gonna have him feud
Okay.
anytime soon.
And we just
I
talked
don't think
about
they're
how
gonna feud.
deep this brand is. It's not like they only
I
have
know.
each other to face.
No. But no, I'm saying no. This is my point. It's not about them facing each other. What it's about is that okay. So you got your toy box, right? Like you got your action figures, and you say, okay, I need kind of a D-bag heel for this feud. Do I want Austin Theory or do I want Grayson Waller for that role? It's like Austin immediately became the Grayson Waller understudy when they're on the same route because Grayson's going to get that spot.
But D-bag heel is so general because you can put pretty much any heel in WWE.
But they're similar
Most heels in
flavor.
wrestling, most heel males are booked as D-bags. Most heel women are booked as mean girls. So a lot of people are going to go in these same. You could say that. I mean, even though Charlotte and Tiffany Stratton are on the same show, inevitably they will be, and they're going to have that, what they want to call it, a problem or whatnot, if they get on the same show.
Okay.
But I completely see where you're coming with that, Glenn. But I just don't think that Austin Theory and Grayson Waller are that much alike to where it's going to be like a problem where they're the same character.
Okay, but if you're standing in front of a Taco Bell and you look across the street and you see a Del Taco, my point is made.
Which one is Taco Bell and which one is Del Taco? Glenn?
Grayson is the Del Taco.
I don't. First of all, you compare to action figure. I don't do that. I don't eat tacos, so you need to relate this to me. I feel like you're like leaving me out.
Okay. Let me think. Let me think of a comparison that Issa will understand with this.
Thank you.
I'll think of one. I will get back to this.
Okay.
I'll
Doritos
come back to
Locos
this.
is goated.
That's a little specific, but yeah, we'll figure this out. We'll come up with the right comparison, and we'll.
Anyways, both triple threat match bangers.
They were fantastic.
And we
matches.
got like 40 minutes out of the show in 2 matches. I personally thought that they stacked these matches well enough that anybody could have won, and you would have been happy with the main event match that we were gonna get, no matter what happened. So it was good.
Speaking of that comparison, I can't remember the name. I'll have to look this up. Who's the reggaeton artist that I swear to God, like from a distance, you're like, is that Bad Bunny? And you're like, oh no, it's that guy.
Daddy Yankee?
No.
That's the only other one I know.
Alfred's not up on his reggaeton. I mean, man.
Hell no. I really don't enjoy reggaeton at all.
You know,
Whatever. He messaged me about how much he loved Bad Bunny. Calladita.
Oh, I like Bad Bunny. I like some of his songs for sure.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Anyhow,
It's not Anuel. No way.
Who else is in reggaeton other than Daddy Yankee? I thought it was just him. I mean, obviously.
Wow.
Oh
Daddy
my
Yankee.
God, Alfred, come on.
Who else we got?
As someone who watches at least 2 hours of Spanish language MTV every day, let me tell you, it's a very diverse genre.
Oh, I'm not doubting that at all. I just,
Let's just move on. What was up next?
Okay.
Great triple threat matches to start the show, and we get Bobby Lashley against AJ Styles.
We know it was going to be an awesome main event.
And then we know who Seth Rollins is gonna go to face at Night of Champions by the end of tonight. So
it's exciting. So Grayson Waller's with Adam Pearce. Grayson Waller, the Del Taco.
Adam Pearce loves
SmackDown.
Grayson Waller.
Oh, absolutely. Because everyone loves Del Taco. You can get a burrito and French fries there, Issa.
I don't eat burritos, Glenn. I never had a burrito in my life.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What? Ever?
Ever. I don't plan on it.
I don't think
either,
Del
so-
Taco's where you would start for burritos, though.
I mean,
Quesadillas, yes, not burritos.
that's wow. And no peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
No.
What's the
Dr.
matter with
Pepper, Mountain Dew, like, no.
When we come to Vegas, you have to have a platter of just all of that stuff. And of
We
course,
were
some
talking
crackers
about
you
that
can-
on Tuesday. You missed it. We were talking about that on Tuesday. I worded it very poorly, and Glenn didn't know what to do with himself. I said, Glenn, when I go to Vegas, we should make me try all the things I never tried before. And then I was talking about food. I said, it's got to be food related. Everything else, you're not going to have a lot of things I haven't tried yet. So your options are limited unless it's food. Food, I barely eaten. Sushi. I never had sushi.
Wait.
Oh,
Okay.
no. Oh, man. If we keep going, I'm just going to.
Yeah. Okay. Back to the show.
Have you ever
Stay
had
on
bread?
topic.
Yes, but only like. Never mind. Only like normal bread, not all that weird other kind of bread.
Sure.
You had sourdough?
No.
Oh wow. Huh. We need to make a list.
See,
Every
this should
time
be
I
a
say,
fun-
okay, I'm gonna have the group chat popping. Every time I see something I never eaten, I'm just gonna put it randomly in the group chat.
It should be a game show. Has Issa eaten?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Cameron Grimes. Thank God he was back in his regular gear, although no top hat tonight.
Oh. Not really
Came
good.
I
out.
still don't like him.
Yeah, smashed Baron Corbin tonight.
In seconds.
7 seconds.
Complete squash.
Oh my God. Poor Baron Corbin after that amazing reception he had in Paris. Right back to reality, man.
We got a little bit of a to the moon after.
Yeah, he did it as he was running to the back.
Yeah, I wish he would have done it before his finisher.
This felt like they were rushed. Like I'm sure this is how it's
A
supposed
lot
to go.
of it. A lot of tonight felt rushed.
Because those first
Yeah.
two matches took up an hour.
Yeah.
As they should. They were great matches,
Yeah.
but I'm still not very high on Cameron Grimes. I'm sorry.
I mean, better than last week when he showed up for, his class picture, dressed all nice, so his mom could respect him. I think that it was good to see him in the gear tonight, but yeah, I like the little interesting facts, like successfully invested in crypto.
And
I mean, there's very few people that can say that nowadays.
Yeah, right?
so.
But no, he got a quick win here. Okay, then
Literally quick.
very, very quick. Like, did that even happen? Yes.
I don't even know what pumpernickel is. What is that?
Calvin Alexander, $2 saying Issa strikes me as a pumpernickel girl. It sounds more interesting than it is.
I
Oh,
know.
that's a bread.
Ew,
That's
I
pepper
never
bread.
had that in my life.
Okay.
No.
Mike
That looks
Martin.
like-
Issa doesn't try different foods, has commitment issues.
Literally, I've been telling you. You just gotta figure out.
That would be on your lower third every time you came to the ring, and your side graphic would be a different food you've never eaten, like has never eaten a burrito.
That would be like the next boss. Remember the next boss
Yeah.
on TV where
Yeah.
they would write like really random facts about the people?
They go next. I had a friend on there and he got nexted immediately.
I
Wow.
love that. Love that for him or her.
Anthony saying buried Corbin. That's pretty good.
He's a free agent though.
That's true.
We'll
Yeah,
see
but
what he
that's part
does.
of the gimmick. Like there is being buried, and then there's being buried when it's kind of like part of the stories. It could be way worse for Baron Corbin. I know he's not in the best situation, but they are making a whole thing about it, and he's getting consistent TV time.
Yeah.
And there's no doubt in my mind that they're going to bring him back with something. And I like he did an interview.
Poor. Bring him back. Poor.
Well, he did an interview saying that he wants to combine all of his gimmicks, which kind of sounds silly, but when you think about it, I would like to see Baron Corbin try to pull that off.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay, so Issa, this might surprise you.
Okay.
We heard from Roman and the Bloodline, and I'm going to say, even on a night with these amazing matches, this was the high point of the night. Was Roman
course it
Reigns
was.
and the
Wow.
Bloodline tonight?
Please.
You think so, huh?
I didn't hear you. You broke up. Can you say that again?
You don't have to say it again, Glenn.
No,
Don't
please
be
say it
bullied
again,
into
Glenn. Glenn, please. I didn't hear you. I want to make sure that I understand. Like I get it. You know what I mean?
Roman Reigns was the high point of tonight's SmackDown.
Truer words have never been spoken.
Everybody's entitled to their own opinions.
Roman came out with the Bloodline and was talking about the problems and challenges they've had, and said the problem is the Usos.
Agreed.
So toxic.
Agreed. You're toxic.
He wanted an apology from them.
Yeah,
Got
and they should have
physical.
freaking apologized. Roman Reigns tells me apologize. I'm getting on my knees immediately.
Whoa!
And apologizing. What are you guys thinking?
I didn't say anything.
You could do it standing up.
No, it's the tribal chief. You gotta get on your knees. Come on, Glenn.
So the Usos apologized, and then Roman said because they couldn't get it done, the tag team titles are going to come back to the Bloodline, but he's going to do it when Roman and Solo take on Kevin and Sammy at Night of Champions.
You see Sammy going to Night of Champions?
Well, that's the thing. In the past, Sammy and I think Kevin did Kevin ever go to Saudi?
No, he did not go out of solidarity with Sammy after.
Yes.
I think he's done one show, but since then.
The first one, like the original one.
I don't want to spoil the movie here, but I could see it happening where the Usos attack KO and Sammy. And then we get the Usos versus Solo and Roman, which will be amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what somebody said earlier. And I was like, I can see that happening, right? The Usos beating them for the titles.
Or not even beating. I just think they beat them up and then show up. I don't think they're going to take the titles off KO and Sammy for this. That just seems a little punitive.
You think they're just going to have
Roman
a match
to have all the
grudge
belts?
match?
Yes, you do.
I think, okay, so next week there's going to be a face-off with Solo and Roman and Kevin and Sammy.
Yes.
My hunch is that the Usos beat them up. They can't compete, but they're going to say it's temporary. They don't have to drop the titles. And then the Usos say, why don't you face us?
We'll see, because the Usos are fighting my buddies next weekend. They're tough. Ray and Santos are about to take on the Usos as well. So I want to see how they book this show next week.
Hopefully, I mean, it's another tough spot for the LWO, but if they're going to tell the story of the Usos being disappointing, I wouldn't have a problem with this being the first time that the LWO actually got a good quality win here over the Usos. I would very much enjoy that, but it'll be very interesting to see how they play this, because are we all the way sure? Like, I know that we've always assumed, and that's pretty much true, that Sami Zayn has never been able to go to Saudi Arabia.
We don't know.
But with Endeavor coming in, with all these changes that have happened, we don't know whether or not things have changed to where Sami can go to Saudi Arabia, but I would be very surprised if he did. I'll say that. Agreed.
But regardless of that, I love this segment. I love the manipulation on Roman Reigns. He knows how to play his parts. The whole, like, when he said, you dedicated a tag team match to me. Oh my God. I was like, bravo. Like, I loved everything that he said. I love how he dedicated his match with Solo to the greatest tag team of all time. I completely ignored the Usos. I thought this was excellently done. Somehow they keep the bloodline interesting. You know, they keep there's a next layer to the bloodline, and it stays interesting. I'm excited to see how this plays out, just because of all the speculation, Sammy going, not going. But as far as tonight's segment goes, I really liked it. I did think it was a high point of the show, and it was a good curveball, because I was thinking, who's going to interrupt Roman? He's advertised for Night of Champions. He's got to wrestle someone. This is not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked how it ended. When it ended, I'm intrigued now to see what they do with these tag titles. But I will say, the segment, as I was watching, a lot of it did feel like a rerun. Like, we're going back to the Usos. Now we're going to bully them just like they did a year ago, and they're just going to go through the gamut. Well, but now that they're splitting them off, I like that.
For 1 second there, Alfred, I actually thought we were going to go into the story that they never told, which was Jimmy versus Roman, because we did see, and I wouldn't mind them running Jay and Roman back. That was like on the beginning of this run, Thunderdome era. Didn't do it justice. It was probably, if not Roman's best feud as the tribal chief, but Jimmy came back and he aligned with Jay, kind of like to just save the situation. We never really saw that tension between Jimmy and Roman like play out. So I thought that's where we were going here. So it took a curveball, but we're still gonna get there. I feel, especially now with what they're teasing.
Yeah, I mean, this
Roman
is
looked great
interesting.
too. He was looking a little extra thick.
Well, he's had so much time off, you know.
Oh my God, yes.
That's the thing about him winning these 4 belts, or if he even wins 5 belts and he just keeps taking all this time out. Where are all the titles that they're going to be able to defend? He's not winning those 2 belts, is what I'm saying.
He's gonna. I mean, you said that he wasn't winning at WrestleMania. Here we are.
I was right. I was just a year off. Okay.
Wow.
So, after that amazing promo,
incredible by the tribal chief.
It was all right.
Liv Morgan beautiful. And Raquel Rodriguez defended their tag team championships against Damage Control.
Yes, this match definitely happened.
This was fun.
Yeah, I like how they're telling the story with EO. They really need a run with EO. I think that was a great night for EO in Puerto Rico, and you could chalk it up to being Bizarre World or whatnot, but EO is like a star, and that's what she's capable of. As being
amazing.
Yeah,
I mean, that audience was so good.
I know. You're welcome.
It was interesting that Alba Fire and Isla Dawn were watching from backstage.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Wade Barrett gave Michael Cole shit for mispronouncing Isla Dawn.
Isla Dawn.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited to see where it goes. Io is now honorary Puerto Rican. We made it that we made her honorary Puerto Rican. But I just want to know where the story is going here. But I'm happy for Liv and Raquel to start getting legitimate wins and start feeling like a tag team. They came out matching. I really believe in them as tag team champions, and it's been a while since I felt that way about the women's tag team championships.
Yeah, they're really starting to gel.
I just want to say that I interviewed Liv Morgan and Raquel here in Puerto Rico, and I talked to them about winning the NXT Tag Team Championships as well, since the current NXT Tag Team Champions said they were going to defend them on every brand. They love my idea, so if it happened, I'm not taking credit, but I'm taking credit.
Then we went right from that to Pretty Deadly backstage.
I'm
with
so
the Braun
happy to
Brutes.
see them. Yes, boy.
They're so great.
Overalls, I loved it.
They were on point, man.
I love seeing Pretty Deadly. They fit right in. A lot of, even Cameron Grimes, who I'm not a big fan of, but a lot of these NXT people just fit right in. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Alfred, I think you're best equipped to answer Bear Hudson's super chat.
Oh, God. Let's go.
And then we'll go back to putting Pretty Deadly over. Why don't you read this, Alfred?
Okay. Bear Hudson for $5 says, I'm attending a funeral for a late friend, RIP, and was speaking to one beautiful, mature woman. Is it wrong to smash after a funeral? I need to grieve. Well, Bear Hudson, it depends. Everybody's timeline is different with funerals, with grief. You have to respect her grieving process. And as long as she is willing to grieve in a physical fashion, I don't see a problem with it.
It depends on which timeline you're looking at. Are you looking at a funeral and grieving timeline, or are you looking at a smashing timeline? Because there is no wrong time for smashing. So pick your timeline, buddy.
And I'm very sorry for the loss of your friend, but I'm just making sure these are two different people and this isn't a Katie Vick situation.
Oh, God, no!
Yeah, answer that question, Bear. We don't want to be associated with any of that.
Because there was no comma, you know. I just want to be clear. But no, seriously, Bear, condolences on your loss. But I think, look, everyone grieves in different ways, and perhaps
I think the best person to talk about grieving is Alfred, since he's still grieving the loss of Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania.
Oh, no, we're over it. No, we're up. We're up now. We don't grieve. The dream continues. And he beat the hell out of the 46-year-old beast in winter, Brock Lesnar. So there's nothing to grieve about.
So, Kelvin, $2 saying, Isla Dawn and Alba Fire look like new money.
Kelvin loves Isla Dawn.
Isla Dawn.
La Isla Bonita.
Fire and ice. Yes, La Isla Bonita.
I agree. I love him.
Ron Taylor, $5, saying, have Asuka take the title from Bianca. Asuka versus Io at SummerSlam for the title.
Okay, Ron, I see you. But if you're going to do that, then why not have her do it at WrestleMania? That's who Bianca faced at WrestleMania. It makes no sense. We'll get into that. I think that's the next segment, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it is. But, Bear, I think you have to go with your heart and your feelings. And we all process loss in different ways.
Let us know how it turns out, Bear. I'm very excited to see the update.
Think with your head, Bear. If you catch my drift.
George Kepter saying, warning, this podcast is for mature audiences.
Viewer discretion is advised.
So let's talk about this segment. Bianca was having a championship celebration, interrupted by Asuka, like casual Asuka, like casual Friday Asuka.
She looked
crashing.
great.
She looked great.
Man, they were rushing this, huh?
Yeah, coming out there dancing, going to shake the hand, and then spit the mist, the blue mist, right in Bianca's face.
Is this the greatest mist sell of all time?
Yeah, she's
Pretty
still
good.
selling it.
Yep. I thought Becky did a really good sell a few, I don't know if it was a year or something back to Asuka on Raw, but Bianca sold the crap out of this mist. I loved it. I feel bad for that crowd. You know, if you're there to see your hometown girl and you got her for a whole 2 seconds before she was interrupted and out of there. Bianca's boots were so on point. And I don't know how I feel about this because she just ran a program with Asuka. And I feel like a lot of the things that are hurting Bianca's, I don't want Bianca to lose the title. I don't want Bianca to turn heel, but I need layers to her story. I need to know what she's all about. I need a little bit more. And I don't know that we're going to get that from a story with Asuka again. Now, I'll let it play out. It's just getting started, but that's just my feelings right now.
Why does Bianca still have the red belt?
Because
they don't explain anything.
Okay.
Why didn't Cody beat Roman Reigns? They just make terrible decisions and they don't know how to make up for them. And so that's the new WWE we have to get accustomed to.
I love how he's not grieving, but that's what he brings up. You know what I'm saying?
Like
he's over it. We don't grieve. We moved on, but he's still talking about it anyway.
No, we've moved on, but
he could have talked about Rhea. Rhea had
terrible decisions.
The blue belt on Monday, and nobody addressed it. But that's
I did address it when I was a guest on Raw with Jack and Justin Labar. I was very upset with Rhea having that title and not it being explained to us, just like they're doing with Bianca. And I completely agree with you, Issa. In fact, Bianca Belair turning heel is the subject of my latest pro wrestling bits. Why I think she needs to turn heel. And just watching this kind of verify that, like, I'm not overreacting to what happened in Puerto Rico. That's obviously a very special crowd, but I don't think it was a fluke. I do think that they are getting very comfortable with this character. I think it's kind of a luxury that Bianca Belair is so good and she's been so good for so long. They think they could just kind of rinse, wash, and repeat with her. And people are going to continue to get a little more restless. She's lucky she was in her hometown tonight, but I do think that these Bianca heel reactions are going to persist gradually if WWE doesn't start actually telling some stories with Bianca. And this just felt like a rerun of what they did with WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's a little, but these Saudi pay-per-views sometimes are not the most thought out. That's why, I mean, honestly, the Bloodline storyline is one of the best they've ever used for KSA a premium live event.
Yeah.
One of the most important and monumental, because this is big. This is really big. But yeah, I mean,
above Roman Reigns, so.
Yes. But I think Bianca and Asuka are still going to be great. But yeah, I gotta just have like Rhea and Bianca walk by each other and just magically the belts change colors. Maybe they like bump them together and the colors change.
Have them go on a float. Have them float. You know, go on a float capsule and then come out with a different belt.
Something.
They should do a spoof of Wife Swap just with belts, and then they spend a weekend with the belts and they exchange notes.
Bianca with the Judgment Day.
So after that, then we went right into AJ Styles versus Bobby Lashley in the semifinals match for the World Heavyweight Championship tournament. Winner goes on to face Seth Rollins, and this got like a good 10 minutes, 15 minutes. But AJ won. It's going to be AJ versus Seth Rollins.
Man, the bump on Bobby Lashley's head.
Yeah.
Was crazy. There was a lot of blood in that match. I just hope he's okay. Great match, given the circumstances and this man fighting like that. But yeah, I think that AJ Styles and Seth is gonna feel a lot more fresh than Bobby Lashley and Seth, because they just did that with the United States Championship debacle with Austin Theory, where we haven't seen AJ Styles in a while. So I assume Seth was gonna win this. So I kind of figure, let's see who, is going to go against him in Saudi Arabia. It's going to be a banger for sure, but I think Seth's going to win.
Yeah, and Seth is on Raw, so it'll be weird. I mean, I don't put it past WWE to do a whole thing where AJ wins and has to leave Raw. And then what do you do with the OC? So Seth and AJ had a low-key, just underrated great match. I mean, just like, and should have been an iconic match, but at SummerSlam a few years ago. And so they've got great chemistry in the ring together. So I think that they're going to put together a good match for this bronze medal title. But until further notice, that's all this is.
Well, would it be a silver medal title if Cody won it?
No. Yeah, if Cody won it, it would have been silver. That's why we're calling it bronze. Is that they didn't even give it to Cody. And what also hurt this title is that right after Cody Rhodes, quote unquote, lost or wasn't involved in the pinfall, they immediately went to the Brock Lesnar storyline. So it's like Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes is bigger than this title. The tag team titles is bigger than this title. You could argue the Intercontinental title is bigger than this title. The World title, a little bigger than this title. So this is a top 5 title in WWE right now. I don't know why they brought it in here.
Good main event.
U.S. title might be bigger than this title.
I don't know about that.
Got to think about that. Money in the Bank is bigger than this title. Oh, no. They hurt Money in the Bank last year, so that's the fun.
There you go. Good main event, though. Good match.
A lot of good
Is
wrestling
the
tonight.
NXT World Championship bigger than the World Heavyweight Championship?
With Mello holding it, yes. With Braun Breaker holding it, no.
Oh,
Yeah,
Braun Breaker is on a heater. Braun Breaker's on a heater right now. He's the best.
Yeah,
guy in
because
NXT
he's
right
not
now.
the champion. He got interesting as soon as he lost. They could have made that championship interesting.
No, he turned heel, and that's why it's interesting. And I think he's going to go full Scott Steiner. He's integrating Scott Steiner, and I think it's only a matter of weeks before we get the bleached goatee, and I'm going to go crazy for it.
I would love for him to take the dogs out of his entrance. They trigger my dog.
Yes. The OC came out and joined AJ to celebrate his victory.
Yay.
It was an okay show.
At least they had his music.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did get to hear his music.
I mean, the thing that excited me the most in the show was the Bloodline promo with Roman and seeing the new NXT faces. I thought the wrestling was good, but yeah, I don't feel particularly invested in any of the talent that wrestles tonight. I respect them as athletes and I think they're good, but the storylines that they're in just aren't drawing me in as much as the potential of NXT. And this Bloodline storyline, I mean, I don't think people understand how huge this is. This could lead to the Usos being excommunicated from the Bloodline in the Island of Relevancy, you know?
Yeah, that's the kind of what they're teasing is that the Usos could be kicked out of the Bloodline.
Which
or
is huge.
Solo could turn on them, yeah.
Huge.
So I like that there's still an element of mystery there.
Solo could turn on Roman. The Roman Solo feud could be bomb.
They teased some tension between him and Roman. Solo
Interesting. Update from Bear Hudson. Bear, thank you. You didn't have to spend the $5, Bear, but Static Media thanks you. Bear Hudson, $5 says, for context, the woman I mentioned is 50 years old and lives alone. Was there to support a friend and did not want to be alone. She wanted to do this past tense.
Oh. So why you ask us? Unless it lasted the last 5 minutes.
Yeah. Did you do this during the podcast, Glenn? Did you get it on in the chat? You better not. You better clean up if you got it on in the chat.
Please. Bear.
Bear's like Will Ferrell in Wedding Crashers. You know?
The meatloaf.
Picking up at funerals, man. Oh, Bear.
Oh,
you
Bear.
You do what you got to do.
One of our favorites, friend of the show, Bear Hudson.
Yes.
Happy Mother's Day, too.
Are you a mother lover, Alfred?
Yeah, I was gonna say, does the waiting room policy change on Mother's Day?
Oh no! I'm a lover of matures, and the age limit actually goes up on Mother's Day.
A lover of mature. That's the word.
Yes.
Could you imagine Issa if you went out with a younger man and he said, "I'm a lover of matures," and you're like,
"Love me, my matures."
That sounds worse. That's worse than calling him old.
No,
or an older woman.
Calling him old is derogatory. Let's not be derogatory on this.
Matures.
That is a category. That's a whole. I'm just calling them by their category on the hub. They don't call them old.
Meaning, I want somebody with at least a 700 credit score and some responsibility in their life. I want somebody mature.
Yeah. Pays their bills on time.
Oh my God, this podcast. Hey everybody. Glad you're hanging with. Glad you're digging it. I know it's been weird with Rampage. I have no clue what's going on.
I can't remember the last time I watched Rampage, if
I
I'm
know.
being honest with you.
I'll tell you exactly what happened. I said on this podcast that until QT Marshall pays me my $100,000, we will not be covering Rampage, and we have not covered Rampage since. That's what's going on.
There you go. And maybe someone will ask QT and he'll pull a Bruno Kirby, Alfred, and say, tell that MFer he owes me $100,000.
So does MILF stand for mature? I'd like to friend.
No, don't tell me you don't know what MILF stands for.
Yeah, I'm changing it to your freaking terms.
Matures.
Okay,
Matures. I like.
Yeah, plural.
Matures.
Yeah, like we just changed it. Alfred out here changing.
Matures, I'd love to.
Friend.
To friend, yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
J.R. Smith, $2 super chat saying, please shout out Isabel Smith, UGA class of 2023.
Hey.
Congrats, Isabel.
Bow, bow, bow.
Let's go, Isabel. Let's do this.
It's that time of year.
It is that time of year.
It's crazy. Now, as adults, do you still get that feeling of school's out, summertime's here, gonna take some time off?
When I drive out and there's no traffic, yes.
It's like I learned about the idea a couple of years ago. We work with a lot of companies on the East Coast that have summer Fridays, and I was like, "What is this summer Friday you speak of? Of like we're just going to end the workday at 1 p.m." Yeah, that's sweet. It's really sweet. Ricky saying, "As a 25-year-old, I prefer matures. My generation's so transactional."
My man, Ricky, we got to go out to Applebee's, man. I'll show you some matures.
What is happening?
What is happening with this podcast? So, okay, here's the deal. Monday Night Raw. Come back for Triple J covering that. We'll be back Tuesday for NXT. Wednesday, they'll be here for Dynamite. We'll know more about the new AEW TV deal soon. That's exciting.
Yeah, Tony Khan had an announcement that he had an announcement this week. So,
yeah,
you know, it's what happened.
Next week, that should be it. That's just troll people. Next week's an announcement about an announcement about an announcement.
That's like when my wife is, hey, I thought you were planning to clean the garage this weekend. Well, I'm planning to make a plan to clean the garage.
Right. I love that, actually.
Yeah, you know, because you gotta think about what you're gonna think about. Key.
Yeah.
So, hey everybody, follow Alfred on the Twitters at This Is Nasty. Issa's at NYC Demon Diva. That's Diva with the 1. I'm at Glenn Rubenstein. And have a great weekend, everyone. We will catch you back here next time on the Wrestling Inc. podcast.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yes.